Hi. Right, I think this is the first video in about half year, maybe a little bit less than half year, that I'm filming on a camera, not my smartphone. I promised you this video about my emigration from Belarus to Germany. Back in my apartment in Belarus, there was a really nice spot where I used to film videos. And this one though, it's so tiny. And it was really hard to decide. It should have been easy, right? Because it's so tiny, to decide where to film. But it is actually a lot harder when you have less choice. Anyway, yeah, it is what it is, right? I feel like I keep saying this phrase to myself all the time. It is what it is for now. Immigration is not easy. I'll probably have to put up with a few inconveniences here and there. Anyway, today I'm telling you about my immigration story. About me moving from Belarus to Germany in 2022. Together with my husband, together with my cat. That's what I'm going to tell you about. So we first need to look a few years back. You might have heard about protests, the Belarusian protests of 2020, maybe. When they failed, I was really frustrated. And after those, Belarus wasn't just in stagnation. It was a downward spiral, both in terms of economics, but also in politics and in terms of human rights. And so it gradually snowballed into Belarus being isolated from Europe, again, both financially because there were sanctions, but also culturally. Yeah, it was everything. I felt it was taking a toll on my emotional health. Living in a country with an authoritarian regime, being scared that your livelihood depends on what you say. It depends on whether you agree or disagree with the government. But also it got financially hard because, first because of the sanctions. It got harder for me to maintain my online business. I have a blog on Instagram and I used to sell courses there, but it got harder. Both because of the sanctions, and so they did work. They did not necessarily affect those who they were targeted at. The president and his gang, but the ordinary people like me definitely felt them. It got harder or impossible to get paid from abroad, but also our own government raised taxes significantly. And so it got harder for entrepreneurs to maintain their businesses. And I was just realizing that I'm just financing the regime, and it was not something I wanted to do. So once again, it was everything. This cultural isolation, just being scared for life, financial problems, everything really. And I had wanted to do a master's in Europe for a long time, but I never got round to even planning it, because I thought, first I didn't have money, and you do need money to study in Europe, at least to pay your tuition fees and to rent an apartment or something and to eat, and getting a side job. It doesn't always help. It doesn't always bring you as much money as you need. And I couldn't rely on my parents or anything. And so, first I thought, I don't have enough money. Then later, when I did have enough money, I thought, I've got my business. I don't want to abandon it. But then when all this happened, I thought, this might be the right time for my dream to come true, for my dream of studying in Europe to come true. And so me and my husband, we started preparing. I applied for a master's degree, for a master's program at university. My husband quit his job and started learning German. He didn't work for maybe like 5 months before we moved to Germany, and it was just me who was the breadwinner of the family. But just for the sake of fairness and objectivity, he had worked a lot before that, and we both had earned the money that we needed for the move. So we started preparing, and then when the war in Ukraine started, our resolution became firmer. Why Germany then? It's not that we think that Europe is heaven on earth. No, but it's definitely better, a lot better than it was back there in Belarus. Then there are many other reasons, really. Both me and my husband, we had learned German before. Neither of us could speak it at the moment when we were deciding to move to Germany, but we just realised that that was a language we could both relearn. I wanted to do a master's degree, and higher education in Germany is both very cheap and very high quality. Then my husband's profession is in very high demand in Germany. He works in construction. What else? Yeah, I guess the balance between the quality and the cost of living here is just reasonable. Did you know you would end up in Germany? No, you didn't. He was a stray cat we took home in Belarus and brought him the whole way over to Germany. Yeah. It's not all roses and ponies and rainbows, There's this everyday exhaustion from having to deal with the reality of an immigrant, like finding a place to live, getting a residence permit, studying for me, working for my husband. Spoiler, he did get a job. It took him about 2 months. Just finding your feet, Oh yeah, learning German, of course. And then, of course, it's hard to not only to find your feet, but also to find yourself in a new place, because you lose everything you used to have. We lost everything we used to have, apart from ourselves. And now we have to build our new lives from the ground up, just start from scratch. It is hard, but we're not the first ones, not the last ones. And we've been really privileged to, we were not born into privileged families, neither of us. But we have been privileged to have the opportunity to make this money before moving here, because it does cost a ton of money, immigration, As I've said, we're not the first ones, not the last ones. It's no blood. By us, I mean us humans. Migrating is now blood. So in most cases, when people emigrate, their quality of life or their standards of life, they go down, at least for some time. So I had to swap my 2-room apartment in Belarus for this tiny 1-room studio, really, because, so I've got my desk over there, the clothes, then this is the cooking and dining area of the same room. It's a couch. Then everything for the cat. He's got his own place, the bed, and then I've got a really nice balcony over there. Let's see if you can see it. So really nice balcony, and that's it. 32 square meters. It's all right. One last thing that I want to mention, extremely important, that's the people. Without the people who have helped us along the way, it would not have been possible. Well, I wouldn't say even with all the money in the world. Well, no, with all the money in the world, it would have been possible even without the people, probably. But since most of us do not have all the money in the world, people are key, okay? People are vital to this mission, to the mission of immigration, because the help that we got, there was my husband's sister who helped us a lot at the beginning and encouraged us a lot too. There have been people who put us up. There were some people who put us up in Berlin. Then there was a woman, like a friend's friend, who put us up in Cologne and for a week. And then a married couple who put us up in a tiny village not far from Bonn. We lived with them for 2 months. We hadn't known them before we moved to Germany. Those, again, were friends. And then we lived with them, we ate with them, we talked to them. They helped relieve some of that stress that we were feeling. They helped us, integrate into the society a little bit. That was a German married couple, and we still keep in touch, come over to their place from time to time, and they were so nice people, okay? People are the biggest treasure, I guess, the biggest treasure we have. If you're watching, then, and you have helped us somehow, thank you. Even if you because there were lots of followers, for example, on my Instagram, who just texted me saying, good luck, everything will be okay, you're doing great, you're doing the right thing. And that helped too. So thank you for that.
It sometimes just dawns on me how I'm practically living my own dream. It's sunny but not too hot. Church bells are ringing. People are lying on the grass, just relaxing. I'm safe. I'm in probably one of the most beautiful cities in Germany, and I'm enjoying my life. Wait, don't go. There are 2 more things I want to tell you. I didn't say anything about my studies in my master's studies in this video because it would be too long, but I'll make another one. And 2, you can get a PDF with all the expressions I used in this video down in the description. Thank you.
So you've just finished watching my new video. My name's Inna. This channel is called Inna in English. Don't forget to give this video a like if you actually liked it. You don't have to though. Subscribe if you want to, and see you in another one.